This is a CBS2 update. I'm Dana Tyler. Things are getting back to normal at a Manhattan high school and a neighboring college after a report of somebody with a gun. A. Philip Randolph High School on East 135th Street, along with the nearby City College of New York, were both placed on lockdown for a time after students saw somebody put a gun in a backpack. Police responded and apprehended a male student who was carrying what looked like a real gun. Turned out to be a toy. No one was injured during the incident. Opening statements today in the murder trial of a suspect charged with brutally killing a man from Stamford, Connecticut, after a night of partying in an Upper East Side apartment nearly 2 years ago. CBS2's Janelle Burrell reports from Manhattan State Supreme Court.
Prosecutors painting James Rackover as a savage murderer who, with help from an accomplice, Lawrence DeLeon, they say beat, stabbed, mutilated, desecrated, and discarded 26-year-old Joseph Comunale's body, leaving it in a shallow grave. They say Rackover, the surrogate son of a jeweler to the stars, was captured on surveillance video outside of his Upper East Side apartment that November night in 2016, on camera with Comunale the last time he was seen alive. They say both men, who were strangers, had met through women at a club earlier that night and returned to Rackover's apartment, where they both drank large amounts of alcohol and consumed cocaine. At some point, prosecutors say evidence will show that Rackover and DeLeon began arguing with Comunale and began to attack him. After Comunale was dead, they say they tried to dismember him in a bathtub before throwing his remains out of the window of Rackover's high-rise apartment. They say Rackover and DeLeon then drove the body to Monmouth County, New Jersey, burned it, leaving it in a shallow grave. Rackover and DeLeon allegedly attempted to clean up the blood and evidence of the murder. Prosecutors say Easy Pass and license plate readers traced Rackover's car driving to New Jersey the night Comunale went missing.
Do you have any comment before you go ahead?
I'm saving it for the jury.
Rackover's attorney says it wasn't Rackover who committed the crime, saying there was no motive for the fatal assault. He says there was no animosity between Rackover and Comunale. Instead, he claims it was DeLeon who was responsible for the murder. He says what led to the death of Comunale was a drug and alcohol-fueled attack. Lawrence DeLeon is being tried separately in this case. Meanwhile, the father of Joseph Comunale was the first to take the witness stand in court today. He choked up and wiped away tears as he was asked to describe his relationship with his son. Outside of criminal court in Lower Manhattan, Janelle Burrell, CBS 2 News.
Police are searching for a hit-and-run driver after a woman was injured in Queens. Chopper 2 over the scene near Rockaway Boulevard and 103rd Street in South Ozone Park. Police say the 44-year-old woman was found unconscious just before 6 this morning. She was rushed to Jamaica Hospital. Right now, police do not have a description of the vehicle that hit her. An FDNY firefighter is hospitalized after a wild fire truck crash in Brownsville, Brooklyn. The FDNY says he had a medical episode behind the wheel before losing control of the truck last night and slamming into about a dozen cars. CBS 2's Janet DeAngelo spoke with one of the car owners.
A fire truck smashed into a row of parked cars, sending one on top of another. A crash so loud Wednesday night, those who live and work in the Brownsville neighborhood rushed outside to see what happened.
It looks like something out of the movies.
Wow. The car is all the way up in this, all the way almost on top of the fire truck. That's crazy.
What's even more crazy for Patrick Gale, 2 of those cars in the wreckage are his. He was working at the auto body shop on East New York Avenue when his 2 red SUVs were sandwiched together, totaled. One he just purchased this week.
I couldn't do nothing. More than look and say, oh my God.
You work in auto repair. Have you ever seen anything like what you saw last night?
No, the first. I never seen nothing like this before.
The FDNY says the fire engine was stopped at a light when the driver had a medical episode, somehow lurching forward, crashing into about a dozen cars. This man was driving behind it.
When the truck was in front of me, it was like ran to the left, and I was wondering why was the truck going to the left towards the buildings? So, come to find out, I guess he lost control of the fire truck and crashed.
Sources say the driver suffered an apparent seizure behind the wheel, taken to the hospital in serious condition. 5 other firefighters on board had minor injuries. The crash happened around 6 p.m. The FDNY says no pedestrians were hurt.
it's a busy street at that time, but it's lucky it never was busy yesterday.
Something Gail is grateful for. As the cleanup continues, all he can do...
Just have to take it one day at a time.
As for the cars left behind here, you can really see how significant the damage is. The owner of these two SUVs says he'll wait to see what happens with insurance and take it from there. In the Brownsville section of Brooklyn, Jenna DeAngelis, CBS 2 News.
We have another brisk autumn day, but things are going to warm up for us. Here's John Elliott with a look at our forecast.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks so much for dialing us up. Now, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm very delicate. I do not like being cold. That's why I have the vest on. So, I mean, we're not breaking any records. It's not unusual to see temperatures like this. But, yeah, it's just such the swing from the 80s to the 70s and now this. Just 49 for a high today, and it's that wind out of the northwest that's really been making the point. We had wind gusts 35, 40 miles an hour. So, yeah, now the winds are starting to die down, but you're still dealing with those real feel numbers in the low 40s if you're lucky. Tomorrow, though, we're going to turn things around. We'll see a shift in the wind. You're a little closer to where you should be, up to 58. Watch for sun to give way to clouds. There's a chance of a shower overnight Friday into the first part of your Saturday. Right now, Saturday in play with that 30% chance of morning showers. The last couple of model runs kind of backing away a bit. Have to leave it in the forecast. I know it's a bummer. You finally want to enjoy some warm temperatures, and we have that chance of a shower. And I know fall activities, a lot of stuff going on, football games and walks for so many great organizations. Unfortunately, Saturday, still a little in play with that chance of a morning shower. And notice, too, what a drag. You're not even 50 today. You're almost 60 tomorrow. You break 60, and then you're right back way below normal, just the low 50s Sunday into Monday. Stay warm.
Thank you, John. Whether it's an everyday photograph of a child's smile or pictures of children celebrating birthdays and graduations, countless parents share family photos on social media. But can posting those photos put the children at risk? Siobhan Gorman explains in today's Eye on Cyber.
Parents are posting photos of young children online at record levels, but those photos can be misused if you're not careful with where and how you post them. It's become so popular that nearly 1 in 3 parents now post photos of their children on social media accounts at least once every single day, according to a recent study by the computer security firm McAfee. The same study found that while 71% of parents agree that images could end up in the wrong hands, most continue to post photos. An organization called the Child Rescue Coalition warns that a social media presence can make young children vulnerable to exploitation. Also concerning, posting a video with geolocation data embedded in it. That can reveal your child's location to strangers. So, how do you reduce the risks? Check your privacy settings on social media accounts to make sure your photos are only shared with family or friends. Turn off geotagging on your social media accounts and on your phone or camera. Be cautious about the types of photos you post and think twice about pictures showing children partially dressed or exposed in some way. And be careful about hashtags that can help predators easily find pictures of children. With an Eye on Cyber, I'm Siobhan Gorman.
Apple users in the United States can now use a new privacy portal to see what personal data the company keeps on them. This portal lets customers view and download photos, contact lists, calendar, appointments, music streaming preferences, and other private information Apple has tracked to target and profit with advertising. Until now, Apple customers in the United States had to contact Apple directly to get that information. The privacy portal has been available to Apple users in Europe since May. Lottery fever, it is spreading, continues to do so. The Powerball jackpot now is $433 million after nobody matched all the winning numbers in last night's drawing. Here they are again, 3, 57, 64, 68, 69. The Powerball is 15. The next Powerball drawing is Saturday. And if that's not enough, the Mega Millions jackpot went up just a short time ago to $970 million. That is the second largest jackpot in U.S. history. The next Mega Millions drawing is tomorrow night. That's your CBS 2 News update. Stay with us, CBSNewYork.com all day, and also with our Facebook and Twitter pages for the latest news as it happens. I'm Dana Tyler. See you later today on TV, CBS 2 News at 6. Have a nice afternoon.